Hello guys, welcome. It's Felicitas Chenge, Madam Chenge here. Right, we have a question. This is June 2026, paper 1. We have a question number 12. We are moving on with our revision. Number 12. A full water tank had 575 liters of water left when a farmer used 3,865 kiloliters of water on irrigation. Find the capacity of the tank when full. So this farmer used 3,865 kiloliters and the tank was left with 575 liters. So we want to find the capacity of that tank when it is full, right? So we add 3,865 kiloliters, but these kiloliters, we all know that 1 kiloliter is equal to 1,000 liters, right? So this is equal to 3,865 liters, right? So we are going to add 3,865 liters plus 575 liters to get 10 there, 14, 8, 9, 14, 4. So it's 4,440 liters. 4,440 liters. Then the next question, the part B. A borehole pumps 7,200 liters of water in 1 hour. Find the time taken in minutes to fill up the tank when empty. So the tank, our full tank, is a capacity of 4,440 liters. But we are told that this borehole pump, it pumps 7,200 liters in 1 hour. But we want to find the time it takes to fill this 4,440 liters. But our answer should be in minutes. So we now have this 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes, right? So 7,200 liters is equal to 60 minutes. What about 4,440 liters? It's simple proportion. It is equal to less, because this is less than this, right? It's direct, simple proportion, right? Let me not talk of direct, right? So if it is less, we are going to divide this 4,440 by 7,200 liters, the smaller one over the bigger one, times 60 minutes. Right, so by 10, by 6, 1, by 6, 1, remainder 1, by 6, 2, 0, by 10, then 12, 1, 12 into 44, okay, 12 into 44, it's 3, remainder 8, then 12 into 84, what is 12 into 84, is it 7? 12 by 7, 14, 7, 8, right, it's 7. So it's 37 minutes. So it is going to take 37 minutes to fill the tank. Right, then number 13. Right, this is our number 13. Given that y is equal to 100 over x squared, state the type of variation represented by y is equal to 100 over x squared. So this is inverse variation. This is our constant. Y varies inversely as x squared. Then after finding our constant to be 100, our k is replaced by 100. So this is inverse variation. That's inverse variation. Then part B, calculate y when x is equal to 5. Right, so we are using the relationship there, y is equal to 100 over x squared, to calculate y when x is 5. So to find y when x is 5, we are going to substitute x with this 5. So it's 5 squared. In place of x, we are putting 5. So it's 5 squared. Then we are going to get 100 over 25, then 25 1, 25 4. So y is equal to, our y is equal to 4. Then part B, find x when y is equal to 4. We are going to use that same relationship again, right? To find x when y is equal to 4, we are going to use the relationship y is equal to 100 over x squared again. So when y is 4, we are going to substitute y with 4 there. So it's 4 is equal to 100 over x squared. Cross multiply this by this, it's 4x squared. 1 by this, it's 100. Divide by 4 both sides. We get x squared is equal to 25. So with our x squared is equal to 25, introduce square root both sides, but this is plus or minus, right? So x is equal to plus or minus 5. So x is equal to plus or minus 5. It's plus 5 or negative 5. Right, number 14. The diagram, this diagram is a velocity time graph of a train which travels a distance of 880 meters in 70 seconds. We are given the distance traveled by this train. So it means the area under this trapezium is equal to 808, right? To find the distance on a velocity time graph, the distance time traveled is the area under that graph. So we want to find the value of v. To find the value of v, we all know that the area under this graph is 808. So we find the area of this trapezium, right? So area of a trapezium is equal to half a plus b times height. What is a plus b? The parallel sides of a trapezium. That's our a and this is our b. Then the height, the h, is the perpendicular distance there, right? So we have our area is 880 is equal to half. What is our a? 70 plus b, it's 60 minus 20. The distance from there to there, it's 60 minus 20. From there to there, it's 60. Then we subtract this part. So it's 60 minus 20 to get 40 times our height. From there to there, it's a v. So 880 is equal to 70 plus 40. It's 110 times v, 110 v over 2. This into this one, 2 into 2, 1 into 11, it's 5, remainder 1 into 10, 5. So we have 80 is equal to 55 v. Divide by 55 both sides. So dividing by 55 both sides, we have 55 by 55, we have v is equal to by 11, 5 by 11, 8, 0. 5, 1, 5, 1, remainder 3 into 30, 16. So v is equal to 16. Right, so the next part, we are told to find the acceleration during the first 20 seconds. So to find the acceleration on a velocity time graph, first 20 seconds, we find this is the phase of the first 20 seconds. This is the graph of the first 20 seconds. So to find the acceleration, we find the gradient there. So we now know that v is 16. So the coordinates of this point, the coordinates for that point is 20, 16. Since v is 16, so it's 20, 16. Then this is 0, 0. Remember, this is our x1, y1, x2, y2. Remember the formula for finding the gradient. Acceleration is equal to gradient, which is equal to y2 minus y1. So these are our y1, x1. We allocated our x1, y1, x2, y2, right? So it's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So it's y2 0 minus y1 16 over x2 0 minus x1 20, right? So we now have negative 16 over negative 20. These negatives, they cancel each other, we get a positive there. So by 4 it's 4, by 4 it's 5. 5 1 5 0 comma into 48, so it's 0.8 meters per second squared, right? Then part C requires us to find the retardation during the last 10 seconds, right? So let me show you the graph for the last 10 seconds. Right, this is the phase for the graph for the last 10 seconds. So again, retardation, we first find the acceleration. Then if the acceleration is negative, the retardation becomes positive, right? We multiply the acceleration by a negative to get the retardation, right? So the coordinates for this point, it's 60, 16. In this point, it's 70, 0. So x1, y1, x2, y2. Right, remember, so we have 60, 16, 70, 0. Right. We had I'm trying to focus. Right, so we had 60, 16 and 70, 0. And we said this is our x1, y1, x2, y2, right? So acceleration is equal to y2, 0 minus y1, 16 over x2, 70 minus x1, 60. So it's negative 16 over 10. Then 10 into negative 16 is negative 1, remainder 6. Then comma, add a 0. 10 into 60, it's 6. So the acceleration is negative 1,6. So what is the retardation? Retardation or deceleration? Retardation is now equal to negative times this times acceleration, which is equal to negative times negative 1,6, and it's equal to 1,6. So our retardation is 1,6 meters per second squared. Right. Then number 15. We will do number 15 in our next video. That was number 13, number 14 and 15, number 13 and 14 for us for today. Until we meet next time, remember to subscribe to my channel and share my videos. Bye bye.